Hey, it's Ollie here from Eel Pye Audio. Hope you're all doing very well. In this video, we're going to talk about compressing electric guitars. So, to get straight into it, the compressor in question is the LA3A. Now, the LA3A is the solid-state version of the LA2A. It's much more famous brother. The LA2A is a tube-driven optical compressor, whereas the LA3A is a solid-state optical compressor. It's got more of a clearer sort of sound to it. It's a little bit more transparent, yet it's still a little bit more gritty. Whereas the tube version is sort of like a warm saturation to it. LA3A, it's more transparent, still got a grittiness to it, and it's a little bit more mid-forward. So it's great on electric guitars as it just sort of makes them pop. And that's the beauty of these sort of things. They're just great. They just seem to work. I've got this CLA3A from Waves on screen, and again, they're so simple. So there's a couple of knobs on this really that you're touching, and you'll see how you implement it. So if I bring the mixer up here, these two tracks which are highlighted are the hard panned left and right rhythm tracks. So I'm inserting the LA3A after my EQ. So I'm using, just for reference, an SSL EQ. I'm doing a boatload of top end to really bring the guitar tracks out and forward. You don't have to be worried about doing too much, too much of this or too much of that. It's what fits. Everything's subjective, but if it fits, it fits. So I'm inserting it after the EQ, so the EQ is driving into the compressor. I'll just solo them for now so you can hear them. So this is with the EQ on, but without the LA3As engaged. So there you go. Nice and bright and forward. In the solo, they sound really harsh and in your face. But again, people don't hear things in solo, so don't worry about that. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to keep them soloed for now, but I'm going to engage the two compressors. Now, you're going to see I'm doing around 5 dB of compression. It varies really. Sometimes it might be 5 dB, sometimes it might be 3 dB. Normally, I either pick one of the two. I either go, right, 3 dB or 5 dB. But in this case, I'm doing around 5 dB, and I'll show you what it sounds like. So there you go. Hopefully you could hear what was happening there. So the compression is, like I mentioned earlier, sort of making the guitars pop. Now, I don't know about you. Personally, being a guitarist myself, I love it when you can almost like hear the compression in the guitar and it's sort of like popping out the speakers. It's exciting. I love it. It's great. It's like when you turn your amplifier up really loud in the room and you're getting the natural speaker compression that comes from the speakers itself. And the good thing about this as well, it's quite a rhythmic guitar track. So just listen for like the popping out the speakers and how it's sort of like jumping out, and just listen out for that. Yeah, so hopefully you could hear that. And it's that simple. So I've literally used the peak reduction control to get the compression, and then I've just used the gain control here, which is, it's strange that it's on the left side on this compressor, but it's just an output. So that's it. It's the peak reduction control has a set threshold. So you just use that to dial in your compression. So for example, This one here is it's around about 4. So if I just play with this, look. As you can see, if I turn it up and I get more compression, you just use the gain control to, you know, match the level and get the output that you want. So there you go. And I'm just going to play one more time without the compression, and then I'll add the compression in. So there you go. LA3A on rhythm electric guitars works a charm. As you could hear, when I engaged it, the guitar just became tighter. It's a wonderful technique, and I love it, and I always use it. And like I say, just go between 3 dB of gain reduction or 5 dB. I usually just pick one of the two options there. I'll hit 3 dB or hit 5 dB. Very often it's sort of like 3 dB, but in this case, I thought 5 dB worked. That's the wonderful thing about making music. There's no sort of hard or fast rules. Try it out, put it on your rhythm tracks, and just see how it adds a bit more life to the guitars. Add it after your EQ, so you're driving your boost into the compressor, which is always such a nice sound to get. It's just exciting. That's the whole thing about this. You know, what I like about these sort of techniques is they're exciting. They inject some life into things. So yeah, that's it. I'm rambling on. It's a really simple technique. Give it a go. LA3A on your rhythm guitars. Get some compression going. Get some tone, some juiciness out of those guitars, and have fun with it. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to Eel Pye Audio. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.